Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. My name is Michelle, and as you can see, I have got a mess going on. So we're going to make a wind chime today. I've never done it. I've had this mold for a year and a half, and I've just been like, I don't know how to put this thing together. I don't know what to do with it. So today I decided, you know what? We're just going to do it. So I did a lot of this off camera. I did save one. I will paint this one with you guys. So I did this one, and I painstakingly took all the time to make sure that, you know, each color was separate and everything. And I did this one, but I let, no, this one I cleaned up pretty good too. It's blended now because the last color doesn't matter. So this one and this one and this one, I painstakingly cleaned up all around the colors. And then I wiped this off. We're going to back these all in black. So these two, I kind of cleaned up, but I didn't worry as much about it. So there might be a little bit of mixing of the colors, and especially on this one. You can see that, you know, there's like a little bit of color around. So I didn't worry as much. I was like, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. So I did that. I've used all of the colors in the Chameleon powder from, excuse me, from Let's Resin. So I used every 10 of them. So we are going to, and then these are the top pieces, I think. So I coated these two the same color. And then this is the big sea turtle that's going to hang somewhere. I don't know where. So I did that in the teal and I believe either the magenta or I think it was in the magenta. So, and this one's got a little bit of blending going on as well. There's magenta and, oh, did I just miss some spots? I'm trying to see under the light here. Oh, it's because these ones don't get filled. That's right. I started coloring and I'm like, wait a minute, those aren't going to get filled. Those are going to be hollow spots. So I didn't worry about those. So we've got all these pieces done. We are going to, Let's Resin sent me their new black epoxy resin pigment paste because I have not tried this yet. So I figured today would be a good day to try this, and then we can see how good it is. So we're going to use this black pigment paste from Let's Resin once we get to mixing our epoxy up. I don't know how much this takes. I did not measure. So I don't know. I'm going to mix up like 8 ounces and we'll see how many pieces we get filled or if we have too much. So I'm going to do this one. Where's the other one with the palm tree? Okay. So the one color I didn't use that much is the gray. So I am going to do, and hang on, I got to get a baby wipe because I've already got some stuff in there that I can see, and I don't want there to be anything in there. So, and what I did is after I did the shell, I wiped the palm tree and the word beach off, and that's going to show up black. And I think I'm going to take my acrylic paint, and then we're going to fill in all of the little bubbles and doodads around the turtle to accent that, you know, help pop it out. I don't know. We'll see when we get to that point. So I'm going to have to put all my colors away because I'm going to need as much of this workspace as I can. I'm probably going to pick this parchment paper up too. So we'll get this colored first, and then I can get this cleaned up and ready to go while my resin is mixing. So I'm finding that this little brush, it's just a little cheap liner brush, but this works really, really well. So I'm going to do, let's see. We'll probably do this one in purple and teal. Well, grape and teal. Just so we can see the different colors. So I'm just going to start. And I found that with this brush, if you kind of go easy to the edge, it's a little bit easier and you don't get like as much fly away or blow off, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And so far I've had no problem with any brush marks. And I have found that if you push too hard, you will get brush marks. I noticed that while I was doing all these pieces, because it literally like took me an hour and a half to get all those pieces colored. So I didn't want to bore you guys to death doing each one, and oh my word, yeah, it would have been horrific. You guys would have been like, yep, no, unsubscribe, I'm done with this chick. Yeah. So I figured I would save one to do it with you. And then because when we get ready to put this together, I don't know how long that's going to take me because I've never done one. Have I wanted to? Yes. And I do have a another one, I believe. I've just got to find it. So I figured spring is coming, even though our yards are full of snow from yesterday. We got like 4.5 inches, guys. It was brutal. Okay. So I don't have a ton around here, but I do have some. So I am just going to take this baby wipe and I'm going to put it on my finger, and I'm just going to wipe over the top of these letters in the tree. And then I can, you know, see I rubbed too hard right there. So I'm just gonna go back easy over that. All right. I don't know why I got such a dark spot right there, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm just making sure that my letters don't have any powder on them. And that way the black will show through. So I am just gonna run my finger with this baby wipe around some of this. And I'm not gonna worry too much, because my thought is if it's a lighter coat, the other color might take over, and if it doesn't, that's fine. It's just, it'll blend right in, hopefully. And then if it doesn't, you know, then we'll know for next time to make sure that we do a better cleanup. So I have some with really good cleanup and some with so-so cleanup. All right, now I know I just, right here. So I'm just going to brush that spot out where I touched it. And I'll clean this off on my switching sponge. And I'm going to go in. Let's see. We'll do the teal. I'm going to do the fins in the teal. I love this teal. I think this is, excuse me, my favorite color. And this way here, his little tail will be that teal as well. And make sure you get the sides because that will show. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I have it at an angle, so that I can make sure that my sides are done. And I will use the Let's Resin epoxy resin. I'm trying to get, I had got ahead and then I had like so much company that I'm back behind on my videos, and I've got to start giving my painting page some attention here. So stay tuned for something coming on that channel. So when I had very first started painting, I had done an underwater sea turtle painting. And my daughter has that. So I'm going to have her send me a picture of it. And I'm going to try and redo something similar. It won't be the same because, but I'd like to kind of redo an underwater painting. So I probably should do this on all of them because it just makes it easier if you clean off your edges, you know, while you're cleaning up. All right, so I'm just gonna try to get that, and the sides that I didn't get, I'm just gonna wipe those little sections off. And then we're going to go in with, I believe, the dark blue there. So I'm trying to use like different combinations that on each one. All right, now see, I wiped a little bit there, so I'm just going to go back and put some. I'm just trying to like use my nail and get in there as much as I can. All right, so that looks good. So we're going to put this one away. And I will take this blue. And now I don't have to worry too much because everything else is already covered. So we're just gonna, and if there are any like spots around it, that blue will just blend in. So not a big deal, but you do want to get your sides on those areas. Time. So I figured, I was like, which way do I do it? Do I start it by doing one and then the rest off camera, or, all right. And there was a little spot there that needed some more. All right, so we got that all covered. All right, I'm gonna make sure my covers are on good. Because when I'm using them, I just kind of pop them on. I don't worry about completely closing them until I'm done. And I found sometimes I have the covers crooked and I don't fix it, and then I get it everywhere. These little brushes worked good too. These little, that's what I did the first few with. All right, so I'm gonna just pick up some of this crap here. Throw those away. Okay. Now I gotta find a clean spot on my wipe here. And just gently go over the words. I thought about wiping all the high spots, but it's so detailed in there that I was like, no, I'm gonna be making a mess. So I figured this way here, you know, all right, so I will get some resin mixed up. While that is mixing up, I will get this all cleaned off, and then I'll be back with everything laid out and ready to go. So I'm gonna go mix up 8 ounces and we'll see where that gets us. Okay, so I got 8 ounces mixed up. I took the little tab off and put the squeeze toppy thing on. The squeeze toppy thing. Yeah, we get all kinds of new words today. All right, so we are going to, I'll put like 2 squirts and we'll see what we get for a color. I think I'm gonna use a wide stick instead of my big one because I have more control over the little, yeah, because I love wind chimes. I've got like 5 or 6 of them outside, and one of them broke. So, oh, and you do get this with it. You get the stretchy cord, strong and stretchy crystalline, and you get the little thingies, and then we get some other little like silver things. I don't know what those are for. I will have to do a little research while this is curing and figure it out. And I'm going to put a little bit on my paper towel because I want to make sure that it is opaque black. And it's kind of hard when you get the I think I'm going to add a little more because I can still see my stick. Yeah, that should be enough. And I'm going to be redoing my paper towel bases. I got the 8-inch round cake molds because I want them for the jumbo paper towel rolls. And even though it works great, I need a little bit bigger base. So I'm gonna, and they can go a little bit deeper. So I'm just gonna redo the 2 that I did. And yeah, we'll see what a difference it makes. All right, so let me get my paper towel and I think that'll be fine. All right, so I am going to grab a little cup and we're going to pour into the little cup just so I have a little bit more control over it. So you get 2 of each one. I don't know if I mentioned that. So you get 2 of these, 2 with the starfish, and then 2 with the palm trees. So you get the 6 and you get the 3 like top pieces or whatever they're called. So I am going to spray a little bit of alcohol, and then we're gonna and this way, by doing the 8 ounces, I will know, you know, what they each take. And I'm just gonna let that do its thing and we'll get the next one started. So I'm hoping that we have enough. I'm just gonna top this one a little bit more. I'll go around and dome them after. Oh, hang on. I did want to give that a little spritz. Okay. So far, so good. It's just easier, I find, pouring out of a littler cup than a big cup. I don't know if you guys are the same. them a little spritz, get some bubbles popping. And I didn't run this through the debubbler because realistically we won't really see any bubbles in the black, but I'm hoping we don't get micro bubbles. So if we do, and I do this again, then I will know next time to run it through the debubbler. So I ended up just putting a new piece of parchment paper down. And that way there, it's a nice clean work area, but it's not all wrinkled. Because the other one I had wiped it so many times getting the mica powder colors off that it was all getting all wrinkled and crinkled, and because these are fairly thin, I didn't want them to be crooked at all. So I guess that is the little, where the little holes come out to start it. Sorry, I didn't mean to bang the camera. Whoa. Level out, please. Crap. I'm gonna have to scoop just a smidge out. Because I really don't want to have to drill these down. Okay, that's good. Okay, now and I'm gonna grab pokey sticks. I didn't know if that was a bubble that just wasn't wanting to pop or if there was something in there. And then I'll just go around and finish doming after I get everything poured. Okay. And put a little bit more. Okay. So I guess I'm going to start with the turtle. I'm going to pour and kind of let it do its thing. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like I said, I don't want to be drilling them little tiny holes. So maybe I'm gonna have to go like at a higher to get a smaller drizzle. And I don't care if some get, you know, in the spots that we don't need it. I just want to make sure that we're getting everything we do need. Trying to make sure I'm still in frame for you guys. So yeah, I've been going through my bin of molds I have not done yet. I've still got the hand mold that I haven't done. I'm not sure what to do with it. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Okay. I got this. I almost missed this whole section, guys. I'm sure you were screaming at me saying, don't miss that section. So I don't know if you guys remember back when I made the solar light table piece that I had made to go around the umbrella holder on my patio table. Well, I left that out all winter. And it is totally fine, which really surprised me. So it stayed out through all the snow and all last summer. And it is, yeah, it's fine. Okay. And I don't want to pour too much out. I want, you know, I want these domed, but I don't want to go over, so I figured if I use the stick, get those bubbles, one right there. Then we'll know exactly how much this takes. I can use a smidge more. move that over here so I can... So I'm just dropping it by like little drops at a time because I do want to get it domed, but I don't like want to go way over. Now that it's had a few minutes to level out a little bit. So yeah, I gotta say the hardest part of this whole thing so far is getting this turtle filled in. And, you know, obviously it took time for the mica powders, but other than that... Oh, you know what I just realized? Northeast, southwest. Duh! Wow, yeah, you gotta be a rocket scientist to not have known that. Wow, Michelle. Get a clue. Yeah, it just didn't register until all of a sudden with the dark color in it. I was like, oh. I couldn't figure out what them squigglies were on the outside edge. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, you gotta be me to understand. All right. The backs are looking kind of cool. Kind of look like galaxy colors. Oh, you know, that's maybe what we should do is like a dirty pour, mix all 10 colors separately, and then just do a dirty pour. Wonder what that would look like. In the black. Yeah, I don't know. We might have to try it. All right, so I'm just kind of giving this a minute. I gotta clean these again. They got, that one's got a hair stuck to it, but my luck, it'll come off in the resin. I guess I'm gonna have to pull out some more pokey sticks. Because mine are getting kind of cruddy. All right, just going around, making sure. All right, let me just move that over there for a minute. And I can see a hair. Right. There we go. I can put a little smidge more in here once I just want to, like, kind of, if there's any bubbles on the bottom, hopefully this will bring them out. That I'm not going to put any more in. That I'm not going to. can oh. Oh. All right, so let's see what we have left, and then we'll know. So we have 1 ounce left. So 7 ounces, definitely. Oh, yeah, so 7 ounces definitely will fill them. Just gonna I don't want to go over, but I do want to have them domed. Oop. Totally missed the turtle on that one. So yeah, if I were to do it again, I would mix up the 7.5 ounces just to really be on the safe side, or even the 8, and then you have an ounce that you can make, you know, it's less than an ounce. So let me, all right, so let's see. I'm gonna get my Chameleon powders out, and I'm just gonna put, and I just grabbed, I didn't even look at the color, so I'm just gonna put a little bit. I'll just take a few colors and see what it looks like mixed into the resin itself. I don't want another gold. Did I put the grape? I don't think so. I think that was blue. All right, let's see what we get for. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. I am going to mix in, I think I already got this color, but I'm going to mix in a little bit more because that is looking so cool. And we might as well add a little bit of the gold too. Just, I don't want too much gold. And the teal. All right. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but that is cool. All right, so we might as well do, since we're doing turtles, we might as well do this turtle. I think I'll have enough to fill it up. Oh, that is so cool. Oop. Keep it in the tray, Michelle. All right, and I guess we'll do Mr. Axolotl because he's a little bit smaller than the other turtle. Give them all another. Make sure we've got no bubbles. So the axolotl will be matte, but the other turtle will be gloss. That is so stinking cool. All right, now I need the big one. Gotta scrape as much as I can. I love you. Granddaughter's just getting home. I thought it was my husband, but I was like, no, my husband walks harder than she does. And, I mean, we have, there's like really not even enough to do. We've only got that much left, so I'm just going to put it in the back of the ones that are a little bit lower, because I don't think it'll shine through anyways, but there we go. So there, we used up all of our resin, and now we will know what it's gonna look like if you just mix them into the black resin, because I've never done that before. Come on, there's a few bubbles. All right, so I will be back on demold, and we will see what we've got. I don't even know why I bother to clean in between, because I just make more of a mess. Alrighty, guys. I will see you on demold and assembly. Bye, guys. Okay, guys. So these are all cured. I put them in the curing machine, and 3 of them, I put them up too high, and their little heads kind of was bent. So we're still gonna go with it. I mean, not a big deal. I want to see how these look. I don't even know how to assemble this thing, so yeah. Okay, so that's really cute. And I can just, I don't know, put something heavy on that while that cools, keeping that down. And let me get the other crooked ones so we can find something to put on them to hold them down. All right, so we missed a few spots there, but that's fine because I do want to coat that in black anyways. I don't know if that's going to be heavy enough, but so yeah, this might be like a 3-day project because I'm going to have to figure out how to assemble. But the colors are stunning. They are absolutely beautiful. All right, so I'm going to put that there. Let's see, find something hard, heavy to put on that. All right, so we'll get our other 3 turtles unmolded. And, oh, I thought it was one of each, but it was 2 of the shell and 1 of the palm tree. Okay, so this is one that I didn't like wipe all the other color off, but it still looks fine. It still looks really, really good. I don't like the color of the starfish, but you know, it's okay. We can deal. All right, so we've got that one. And let's get these. Oh, pretty, pretty. Oh. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to paint them, and then I'm going to let it dry like overnight, and then we will try to get this assembled. I don't have a clue. See, like this one came out really cool with that being black. All right, so we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, our 6 turtles. Let me just put that one over there. And we can get this out. Might still be a little bit bendy. I mean, it's cooled. I did just take it out of the curing machine, but we're gonna lay these flat anyhow overnight. I just wanted to like get them out, get them painted, so then I know that, you know, the paint has overnight to dry. And like I said, I've never done this mold, so I had no clue on what was what. I think, yeah, it goes like this. And we have a hole here. No, it's got to go like this. Okay, so it's got to go like this because north, east, south, and west. So this one we won't need any painting. I just got to figure out what holes do what. So we'll leave that flat. And then we just have our 2 little circle thingies. And those came out super cool. No brush marks. And we've got our other little piece with all of our little holes. So I'm thinking the wind chimes connect to this. 1, 2, 3, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm totally not sure. I do have a picture printing. I'm gonna have to check here in a minute and see if it's done so I can kind of figure out how this goes. Now, I thought these molds would be a little bit more shiny than they are. And again, our little axolotl came out so stinking cute. I love these little guys. And we didn't get any bubbles in his little antennae or gills or whatever you want to call them. This one, oh, we got a missing tail. But look at that color. Yeah, you can't see it on the camera. And his head's pulling off because he's still soft. And his head popped off. Oh, come on. Get out of there. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's see. His little head is going to get glued back on right there. But can you see that galaxy kind of color? All right, let me just grab my E6000. Let's see. All right, so let me just get his little noggin kind of back on, so he will have overnight for it to set up. See there, we fixed him. All right, I just gotta find something to rest him in, kind of like that. All right, let me see if that picture printed. Okay. So the turtles kind of go around. And the 4 little thingies do go in the middle. Okay, so the hole at the top goes for the string that holds it up. This one connects the other pieces. Okay, I've got that. And I'm thinking that the little tiny, these little beads are like little crimp beads, is what I'm thinking. And if not, I'm going to pull out some of my jewelry findings. And yeah, we'll just use that, because I think that might make it a little bit easier. All right, so I am, let me see. think I'll use this one to spread the black paint into the little holes, because I think that's going to make it show up better. And then I will probably do a different color for the starfish. All right, let me just zoom in a little bit so you guys can see kind of what I'm doing. So these we don't need to paint. It is just our little turtle thingies. And, let me see. Oh. All right. Because I'm thinking the black paint is gonna make it like show up so much more, is kind of my thought anyways. I don't know. You know, I shouldn't try these things on a video until I've done them and I know what I'm doing. But, you know, what's the fun in that, right? All right, so I'm just going to get some more black paint into the holes, into the little tiny lines. So I'll probably do one or two with you, and then I will do the rest off camera, you know, just for the sake of time. So yeah, I'm just trying to get the little spots covered, and then I can wipe off the extra, you know, the extra paint. Take the extra, so I'll get some going in this one. I'm trying to get the little lines to fill in. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. And then we'll do one, and I'll kind of see how it looks. And I might just squeeze a bunch of this paint out onto like a plate. Because that way there I can get more into those little thin areas that I'm wanting to get it in. But we will figure out, ooh, all right, let's just put a bunch there. we will figure out how to put this thing together one way or another. I am determined. And that way I can let this sit overnight, let all the paint dry, get it cleaned up, and get it trimmed. And then we'll be ready to assemble. So this is one of the reasons why I did a lot of the painting of the mold off the video, just so that you guys wouldn't have to, you know, painstakingly watch a whole bunch of nonsense. I mean, you guys know how to paint a mold. All right, so I'm kind of all the way around now. But I can see I didn't get the little lines on this little piece. I just want that paint to go into the little groove on the edge if I can. Now, if it wasn't for the starfish, I would have just poured a layer over, you know, the whole item and then squeegeed it in. But because I want that starfish a different color, which I don't know what color yet, but all right. Okay, so let me and try to get the bulk of it washed off, and then in the morning I can, you know, do a better cleanup. But just to make sure that I haven't got, you know, any blank spots. All right, so that way I can let that dry really good. And then we'll just give it another cleanup. So I think that's just gonna make him pop a little bit more. All right, let me do this one and just see. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, well, I guess since we've got oodles of noodles of paint, we might as well spread them out. We'll share the love. And I wanted to put black in there anyway, so that would stand out a little bit more. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of squeegee off what we don't need and put it in areas that we need. You know, because I could use a paintbrush to get down in those little holes, but we're gonna just see if we can work it in. So yeah, I ended up having company again. We didn't eat until after 8. This is, it's getting ridiculous because that's screwing up my video times here. All right, so that one is looking pretty filled. I'll let it dry for a bit and I'll get this one squeegeed and kind of see what we end up with. But this way here, it will give me a little bit of time in the morning to figure out, you know, like where, at least where everything hangs, and then I can figure out like how to assemble it. I mean, worst case scenarios, I'm just going to use my jump rings from jewelry, you know, and some crimp beads, and yeah, I don't know. We will slowly figure it out. But I'd like to try to have some sort of where everything goes, so when I do start videoing, it's not so long for you guys, that I already have a plan. And that way everything I know will be completely dried at that point, so I can get it cleaned up. And yeah, because I wasn't going to do all of these, but because I screwed up, I'm like, well, I might as well at least get these ones done that have paint, and then I can finish the other two up after. But this will also give like that first one a chance to dry a little bit, and we can see how it wipes off. Because what I might do is just get like an old rag, because that might work a little bit better than a paper towel. I don't know. And at least the backs are black, so if I get black on the back, it's not a big deal. All right, I just gotta Squeegee some of this paint off because I don't want to waste it. All right. All right, I'm just gonna try to squeegee this out and then I will wipe the other one and see how it looks. And then I'll just finish these off camera. I don't want it to dry. That's why I'm just, you know, continuing. So if you guys are bored, you can fast forward. But I don't want this to just dry all goopy, because I know how acrylic paint dries. And yeah, I don't want to take that chance. All right, let me wipe this. That was the next one that we had done that had a crap ton of paint on it. All right. So I will do the rest of these off camera. I'll get these all finished up and then I will be back for the next step. Okay, guys, holy smoly. This was the biggest challenge I've ever done. I'm going to show you the finished piece here in a minute. So I did it and took it apart like 5 times. I was so frustrated. So, but I did learn something. So the thing that you need to get situated first is your top round piece. And like here it's showing like 2 strings. You need 4. So you need to get this piece all the same, you know, so it's the same, and connect it to the hole through the south. Then put your little piece in. And then I hung my turtles, and then I hung my wind chimes. And the worst part is, you know, they give you this clear fishing line, which is great, but you can't see this shit. You know, you're trying to thread it through a hole. The crimp beads that they gave were too small. So I went and got some of mine that were a little bit bigger, so it would be flat across the hole so it could hold there. Then I went through and I added some these crimp bead things on it just to give it that extra stability. Oh my God, guys. I worked on this 4 hours yesterday. I had company most of the day. And then from dinner time until 9 p.m. last night, I tried everything. I was so frustrated. I was ready to throw the thing in the trash. And I'm like, no, this is not going to get me. So I put it aside. And then when I got up this morning, I had my coffee. And then I cut everything off and I started over. And this time it worked much better. So let me just show you what the finished product looks like. Hang on. All right, so this is now the finished product. And I didn't have like a great place to hang it, but as you can see, that's the top. I put several crimp beads there. I've still got to trim the little threads off the top, but then I was able to get everything on. Now, the other thing that I learned is they give you 6 turtles, but if you put all 6, it's lopsided. So I put 5. I did every other hole around the big circle thing. So frustrating, yes, but I did learn a lot, and I think the next one I make will go much smoother. So I'll probably give it a week or 2, and then we will do it again. We'll do the turtles and stuff in a different color, and then I will try to assemble it with you guys, so that way you can see the process. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So sorry there wasn't a video last night, guys. This is what I was struggling with. I had everything else done except for the assembly, and then I was like, well, I could have just released that, and then I'm like, no, because I'd like to do the whole video. So yeah, this is the finished product, guys. I did succeed in the end. Alrighty, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.